Knicks news and rumors are heating up after they hired Mike Brown to be the 32nd head coach of this organization. Has the starting lineup already been revealed? Are the Knicks waiting to sign that final veteran minimum spot so Mike Brown can hand select them? And we'll talk about a couple of free agent targets and more. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because when the Knicks make a move, we make a video. And I don't want you to miss a thing. We had a video out on the channel 13 minutes after Mike Brown was hired, and you should have been there watching it. So subscribe and turn those notifications on. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in as we got to talk about everything that's coming out surrounding the New York Knicks after the official hiring of Mike Brown. I wanted to go to this first from Steve Popper, who's covered the Knicks for a while from Newsday, and I saw a bunch of other beat reporters say somewhat similar words, so I'll just read it for you. It says, some things I've heard from sources as we move throughout the day. This Knicks search was a long process. A lot of research to find who fit that and went beyond the four coaches who were involved. And what Brown brought, key part here, is leadership and collaboration. And my first thought is collaboration or willing to listen to Leon Rose and Worldwide Wes and do as they say. TBD on that front. But it's obvious. They like the resume. They like the experience. Mike Brown is known as a very collaborative guy. Reports came out that back when he was with Cleveland, he had like a player committee that he went to and talked about team problems. I was unsure and unable to find out if he did that with the Kings, but I like the open communication throughout the roster. Maybe a little bit different than the guy they had in the past, and everything they wanted in a head coach was different than the guy that they had. I want to talk about this, though. A report from SNY via Ian Begley. Shout out to Begley. He is crushing it. Did he kind of uncover what the starting lineup is going to be? He said, also, something I found interesting. The Knicks value Yabusele's versatility off the bench, particularly behind a starting lineup featuring Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. Obviously, the Knicks head coach will ultimately decide the starting lineup, but the fact that the Knicks factored in Yabusele's role behind a starting lineup that featured Towns and Robinson tells you that there's some internal support for that starting five. I also wonder if maybe Worldwide Wes and Leon Rose pushed the double big lineup on Tom Thibodeau in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I also wonder if Mike Brown was involved in the two free agency moves that they made. There was a report, I believe, from Begley as well, that there was a free agent that was hesitant to sign with the Knicks prior to having a head coach, so there is that. But I wonder if Brown was in on Yabusele and in on Jordan Clarkson. When it comes to the starting lineup of Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns, there's a lot of pros to that lineup. Double big. It's kind of back in the NBA. Look at the Houston Rockets. We saw the Oklahoma City Thunder be able to execute a double big lineup. So the big man is actually coming back in the NBA, which I like. But I don't know if I love the idea of starting Mitchell Robinson for a couple of different reasons. Is he going to play back-to-backs this year? Should he play back-to-backs? And do I want a starter that does not play back-to-backs and then I have to consistently change my starting lineup? The number one priority with Mitchell Robinson should be he is healthy when the playoffs get here. I don't know if having him start every single game accomplishes that. I do 100% believe that Josh Hart needs to come off the bench. I love Josh Hart. Name my dog after Josh Hart. I don't have many bad things to say about him. But I think at this point, he is going to better serve the Knicks as a super six-man. Come in with energy, do what you do, and instead of playing 48 minutes, how about you play 28 minutes and give everything you got in those so you could be a little bit more fresh in the playoffs as well. When it comes to who I want in the starting lineup, I think I am settling on Deuce McBride for a couple of different reasons. One that benefits the offense while also benefiting the defense. I truly believe that if you're going to have a two-man tandem of Brunson and Cat, you need to try to be the best offense in the NBA. And Miles McBride can help you do that because he can play off ball. He's a great spot-up shooter. He can shoot it off the catch. He can work in the corners, and it allows you to play a five-out brand of basketball on offense. And on defense, I think it helps as well because it gives you a legitimate point of attack defender and allows Mikal Bridges to go back to what he is better at on defense, playing off ball and guarding wings. It lets OG Anunoby go back to being that back line of defense. So there's benefits on offense and there's benefits on defense. I would roll most likely with Deuce McBride as the starting two guard next to Brunson, Towns, Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges. I'll ask you, though, who do you think should be that fifth starter next to the core four? Is it Robinson? Is it McBride? Is it Hart? I think there could be reasons that I would believe in for all of those. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. There's been a lot of talk. Mike Brown is just the same coach as Tom Thibodeau. He's the same exact coach. And if you want to say he's the same coach because he's been fired a couple of times, he's won a couple of coaches of the years, he's had some success in the playoffs, but he's never been able to win the big one, you know what? Sure, you can say that. But the way that they go about coaching their teams are so much different. For instance, the Knicks were 18th in passes per game last year. When Mike Brown was the head coach of the Sacramento Kings, they ranked second in passes and fourth in passes. So they completely run a different style of offense. And the Knicks are going to play a brand of basketball that we have not seen in quite some time. What does Mike Brown want in his offense? Pace. Yes, he wants to get up and down, but he wants to have pace in the half court. And that is so important to me. Ball movement, player movement, cutting, not just standing and watching and getting front row seats to watch Jalen Brunson cook people in the mid-range. I need ball movement, I need player movement, and I need side-to-side swings to make a defense work a little bit harder. So the offense, it's going to look a lot different. I want to just read off some stats from the best Knicks stat guy on Twitter, shout out to Tommy Beer, saying Mike Brown, I almost said Mike Breen. Mike Brown is one of 24 coaches in NBA history with 450-plus career regular season wins and 50-plus playoff wins. He's 50-40 in the playoffs, 90 career playoff games. He's got a lot of experience. And the 16 years before the Kings hired Mike Brown, Sacramento posted a losing record in every single one of them. They then hired Brown in 2022 and were at least 10-plus games above 500 in both of his first 2 full seasons. So what does that tell you? He's had success in this league, and he was able to create a culture out of the worst organization in the NBA and the Sacramento Kings. Also, during his final full season in Sacramento, the Kings finished in the top half of the NBA in defensive rating and in pace. Brown had a deep rotation. Same as Tibbs, right? 13 different Kings appeared in more than 40 games, and 11 different Kings averaged more than 12 minutes per game for the season. Just like Tibbs, right? In 2022 and 2023, the Kings finished with the 8th best net rating in the NBA, the first time in more than 15 years they cracked the top 10. He also used a deep rotation. 11 different players averaged double-digit minutes, and 15 different players appeared in 25-plus games, right from the Tom Thibodeau tree of coaching. What about this? Only 7 coaches in NBA history with 700-plus games have a higher winning percentage than Mike Brown. Phil Jackson, Billy Cunningham, Casey Jones, Red Auerbach, Steve Kerr, Pat Riley, and Greg Popovich. And Mike Brown coached under Steve Kerr and won 3 titles. He coached under Greg Popovich and won a title. That's what I love about Brown. A lot of useful experience. He's been in the NBA Finals with LeBron James. He's been on the bench of some of the best coaches of the modern NBA era, winning 4 championships. He's coached a team to a number 1 overall offensive rating. He's coached teams to multiple top 10 defensive ratings. And he knows how to work with big personalities. Coached LeBron James, coached Kobe Bryant, coached Dwight Howard, was on the bench for Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. He also coached Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. Like, he has been around some of the biggest faces in the NBA. And I like that. There's a lot of things I like, some things I'm worried about. But overall, I'm happy and I'm excited for Knicks basketball. And if you're ready for Knicks basketball to be back and see the Mike Brown era get rolling, hit that thumbs up icon. I get it. It's easy to just say this guy's like Tibbs, and it's just not true. So just don't say dumb shit, please. Make sure you are hooked up with some Knicks gear. And it's on sale, so take advantage of it. Chatsports.com/Knicks sale. This awesome warm-up jacket, 90s style, is on sale. Get yours today. Chatsports.com/Knicks sale. All right, some free agency rumors. Ian Begley saying the Knicks have had interest in bringing back Landry Shamet. Shamet also has interest from contenders in both conferences. The Knicks have also checked in on free agent Ben Simmons, per sources familiar with the matter. But people briefed on the matter say a decision on that roster spot isn't expected until after the Knicks hire their head coach. Simmons has met with 3 other teams and is expected to make a decision soon, per people familiar with the matter. I reached out to somebody, and they told me I wouldn't hold your breath on Ben Simmons, which is unfortunate because I think it would be a good fit for the veteran minimum, but it doesn't sound like it's going to happen. Knicks are going to have to get creative with the cap. They're about $3.8 million below that second apron, which they are hard capped at because they used the taxpayer mid-level exception on Gershon Yabusele. They may need Yabusele to take like $100,000 less to be able to fit in a veteran minimum and then a rookie minimum salary. So Leon's going to have to get a little bit sticky with this money. We've seen him do it before, but I'm hoping Yabusele is willing to sacrifice $100,000. Get him some autograph signing, Dolan. Like, figure it out. Do it under the table. I don't really care. You got to get another veteran in here, preferably a wing, then guard multiple positions, or just a true point guard. Because right now, unless Jordan Clarkson's going to be your backup point guard, it's Tyler Kolek. I like what the Knicks have done this offseason. I like the hiring of Mike Brown. I'm pumped up about it. Make sure you are following me on social media at @MarshallGreen_.